Today we're going to be showing you how to install the front splitter and canards on your C8 Z06. This video is something I had in the works for quite a bit of time, so when I originally did this install, the garage looked very different than what it is now. So something to keep in mind. The info is relevant, just a little bit of an older video, but in any case, let's get into this install.
So to start this job, here are some of the main tools you'll need. For a beginner, I would say this is about a 6 to 8 hour job, where an experienced person who's done this before can do it in about half the time. First, you'll need to remove the front trim in order to gain access to the bolts on top that hold the bumper in place. They should be pretty easy to pop off and should take very little effort to remove. Next, apply painter's tape to the edge of the headlights. This is to prevent scratching from the bumper during the removal process. After which, you can go ahead and get the car lifted and remove the front wheels for the needed access later. I use my quick jacks, which are good portable car lifts, but any jack stand setup can work as long as you're using the proper lift points. Next, remove the T15 bolts that are going along the edge of the current front splitter. There's quite a few of them and they are all along the front edge. After which, there are 4 skid plates that will need to be removed. Once you're at the point of removing the skid plates, it will be a mix of T15 screws and 7mm bolts. You'll need to focus on removing the edge plates first, then back plate, and then the front as they overlay each other. A special note, the center panels do have recessed holes which are slightly harder to see. These are the bolts that secure the center panels and need to be removed. Next, you need to remove the 2 support struts that attach to the front bumper. It's 4 bolts each that need to be removed for each strut. after which we'll need to remove the front wheel linings. This requires a few mostly T15 bolts to remove, along with a few 7mm bolts. You'll also need to remove the splash guard, which has one 7mm bolt underneath to remove, and then can pull off the guard itself. If the guard seems hard to remove, use a trim tool to pry the piece off. With the liner removed, there are 3 7mm bolts at the fender joint to loosen or remove. The outer 7mm bolt needs to be removed completely, while the inner bolts can just be loosened and left in place. After which, you'll want to unplug the fender connectors. Next, you'll want to repeat removing the fender liner on the other side, as well as undo the fender joint. Once that's done, you can go ahead and remove the T15 bolts on the upper part of the front bumper. You'll want to make sure to just undo those structural bolts and not the 2 locating bolts that can be left as is. Now you're able to remove the bumper. You'll want to carefully lift by the section near the front headlights to undo the clips of the front bumper, and then you can pull away the piece from the car. Having a second set of hands is helpful in taking off the bumper without scratching or causing any damage. Now with the bumper off, you can go ahead and remove the OEM front splitter. It'll be a mix of plastic clips and 7mm bolts that will need to be removed. Also, you can remove all the pieces at this time, or at minimum just remove the sides to allow for the canards to be installed, which will be the next step. The canards install via slots, and those slots need to be drilled into place on the bumper. To do this, we have a provided template that needs to be cut out and then can be taped into place. Cut out the designated lines and use a razor to cut out the slot holes also. Use painter's tape to align and keep the template in place. Next is the most important and delicate part of the install. You'll want to use a Dremel and small drill bit to create a line of holes in the shape of a slot. You want to take your time with this and create the slots needed by taking little by little away instead of all at once. Once you have the line of holes done for a slot, you can then use the Dremel to connect those holes together to create the slot. After which you can go back with a regular file to smooth out the edges. Again, after every slot is made initially, do regular test fittings to see how the canard is lining up. The canard should sit flush with all the slots and should not show any of the slots sticking out from the canard. There's a few ways to make the slots. I just found the Dremel the most precise way to do it, especially mine with the handle. If you're wanting the same Dremel, I'll have links in the description for you to check it out. Once the slots are near final size, remove the template and make the final adjustments. When the canard sits flush, you can then use the retainer clips on the back side of the bumper to hold it in place. If the clips don't fit, go back and adjust the slots so that the canards can sit as flush as possible. After you've done one side, go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Remove the remaining front splitter if it was not removed before. Install the sides of the front splitter first. Line up the slots with clips first to make it easier. It's important to note that you can slightly bend the front bumper to help line things up a little bit, specifically the holes of the front splitter and canards, as they use the same holes in certain spots. Just make sure when installing the bolts, install them loosely at this point until all pieces are installed and lined up, as it will make your life much easier. Repeat on the other side and then install the center section of the front splitter. When everything is lined up, make sure to tighten all the bolts. At that point, you're done and can reinstall the front bumper in opposite order that you removed. I hope this video has been helpful. If you like this video, please check out any of my other videos, and we'll see you next time. Take care, guys.